Hey friends, welcome back to season 3 of Stars of Learning podcast. And I'm your host, Jyoti G. And this is an exclusive Leaders Spotlight interview with our guest on their insights and experiences. And I'm sure you will have loads of nuggets which will inspire you to take action and also connect with my guest. By the way, friends, if you're joining to this show for first time, then make sure you also check my previous episode and do subscribe to my channel so you're notified on our upcoming shows. Hi, Vandana. Welcome back to part 2 of this episode. And we have some specific questions, like a rapid round, to know about the leaders who come on my podcast, Stars of Learning. And these are some powerful questions which I got from my listeners only. And that's what it's to know about the guests who come on my show, what you do, how you do, what's your style of working and all of that, so which will influence my listeners to engage, enlighten and empower, and that's the mission of my podcast. So are you ready for the rapid round?
Oh yes, please shoot.
So according to you, what is the star moment, your star moment?
My star moment, when we had these trainers training this girl who was with us called Hamsa Veni. Okay, many years back. The trainer was training. We were with one of the driving schools who was training, and that trainer told me, this lady is like a matka. Okay, whatever you put on her, how many you do 100 sessions on her, she will never learn. And then we trained her how to drive, and she goes right in front of the trainer and zips past. And that was like the star moment. You, she couldn't drive up to take kar gayi. She's done it.
Yeah, I think that would be like stupendous one, front of the trainer to show off. Yeah. So my next one, Vandana, what inspires you to do everything that you do today?
Oh, I must tell you, there was this program called Rajni when I was small. Okay, that lady Priya Tendulkar will go and fight and do all narebaji and all that. So somewhere, no, that inspiration from childhood has been. I wanted to be Rajni. Okay,
Okay.
have our heroes, right? So that program is my hero. And
Okay.
somewhere that, my mom keeps saying, "Ban gayi tu Rajni." She does. Yeah, she really inspired me.
Okay. So, Vandana, you own a company already. What's one thing you would do differently in learning?
I would keep learning more and more and more and more. It's never enough. You think you know everything, but you still don't know,
True.
right? So I think the learning curve never stops. You just have to. I don't understand technology, but I will go and sit in technology sessions and at least try to absorb something that bounces
Hmm.
off my head. Your
Hmm.
learning curve cannot and should not stop. Only then your
Hmm.
company can grow.
Hmm. What are the 3 most important things you would like to accomplish?
A good retirement plan for myself. Yes. I think more keeping things aside, I want to eradicate hashtag Me Too for the next generation. I want the next generation to be laughing at us and saying, "What in the world were you cribbing about?" I
Hmm.
want to see that change. I think my vision, my mission is to Me Too should not be repeated.
Hmm.
As simple as that. It has to stop.
Hmm. That's a
And
big
that's my main
moment.
vision.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So this question is based on my audience request, Vandana, and they are keen to know the strengths of the leaders who come on my show. So if I may ask you, what are your strengths?
I would say a lot of guts, big time, a lot of it inside me. That's important. Um, my strength is my clarity of my vision and
Hmm.
how I'm going to proceed towards that. So the entire path, your vision tells you the path that you have to take.
Hmm.
And I think that being able to visualize that path is strength, of course.
Mm.
The third thing is belief in yourself and resilience. Everybody's going to pull you down, and I know that they're going to pull me down. So when you know what's going to come, then you're even more prepared for it,
Yeah,
right? So I
simple
think
one.
that, yeah, when you know what's coming, what's stopping you?
Mm. True.
When you know that it's going to rain, carry an umbrella, no?
Yeah, yeah. Simple tips, Vandana. So, what's the best book you have read this year, or any time you want to recommend for my listeners?
Oh, I mean, I stopped reading books a long time back, but I think there's one book which I keep reading from over the years, and it's called Many Lives, Many Masters by Dr. Brian Weiss.
Mm.
And somewhere it talks about your past lives, your present, what you are because you were where, how you connect the dots, and a realization of what is the role you're playing in life. Why are
Mm.
you where you are? What are you doing? It makes you realize. And uh, I think I've read this book 10 times, but every time I keep reading it further and further, and it's even more insightful. So I'm
Mm.
obsessed with this book, if I would call it.
Interesting. And what are the characteristics of the best boss or a role model or a coach you ever had, Vandana? And what made that person great for you?
Ah. So I had this boss in ABN Amro Bank called Sriram Iyer.
Mm.
And what made it so comfortable about working with him was the complete transparency. Okay, there were no egos around here. Oh my God, I'm so big and you're not so big. Um,
Mm.
the humaneness of the boss. You know,
Mm.
to be able to talk to you as a human level and not as a boss level. That
Mm.
was something which was very interesting. The leadership, the command that he had, that we were followers, you know. So,
Okay.
that command, he was like the Amitabh Bachchan over there. What he said, we all just followed him. And I
Mm.
think that makes a very strong leader because you're so convinced about his conviction. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean, after I started working under him was the thing where I felt that someday I want to be a boss like him.
Mm.
Somewhere that was coming inside me. I wanted to replicate that in my company.
Mm. Leaders build leaders.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, are there any tools, Vandana, that you use on a daily basis to be a better you?
Tools as in business
Yeah.
tools is what you're looking.
Yeah.
So as a religion, and I think all entrepreneurs should do this, there's something called a business model canvas. Just download it from Google. uh, it's an amazing, it's the most effective tool I have seen till date. I have printouts of it lying across my table. Everywhere I look, there's one business model canvas. It's called the BNC. It
Mm.
talks about who your clientele is, who are your key partners, who are going to, how you're going to deliver the business, what is the main speciality that you're going to deliver, what is the costing, what is the pricing. Everything
Mm.
is in that one sheet. Your entire business model is on that one sheet. And
Okay.
it gives you that bird's eye view of what am I supposed to do now, which is the process that needs to be
Mm.
written or understood at this point of time. And I
Okay.
think that's a very, very important tool for any business entrepreneur. Just go download. There are dime a dozen of those. Take a printout, take
Mm.
20 printouts and keep it aside.
Mm. Okay. And are there any habit, Vandana, you're practicing which has made you successful in whatever you're doing?
And all bad habits. I move hard. I'm in the face. I'm everything that men would not want a woman to be, super independent. Yeah, those are all my bad habits, which are good habits for my business. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I I I think my biggest habit is you tell me you're going to pull me down, I'm going to pull you back and go ahead. So I'm going to do that. Yes.
Hmm. Powerful one. I think we need that courage to do all that. So, how do you see learning trends in the future, Vandana?
I think learning, like I said, is a very, very continuous thing, and there is something new to be learned every single day. Where at whatever age, there's still something you can learn more. Learning keeps the child in you alive. The
Mm,
curiosity of something new. Try to try to fit into somebody else's shoes and see. Just
mm,
think about it. You're running right now a host session out here, and I would like to be in your shoes and understand what goes on in your mind. It's such a big learning, right? It's
true.
role play, right?
Yeah.
So so learn, keep your spirits high and be the child forever.
And there has been a research saying that curiosity only helps you to build the skills.
Yes, yes.
And yeah. So Vandana, we have come to an end of this interview. Before I ask you one last question, how can people reach out to you and know you much more?
Just Google कर दो वंदना सूरी टैक्सी सब आ जाएगा उसमें. But yes, you can write to me at vandana.suri, vandana.suri at taxshe, taxshe.com. Just reach out to me. I will tell you how you could fit in with us.
Mm,
I'll find a way. You've reached
mm,
out means you're interested in being associated with the cause. I'll figure out how to make it work for you. But I'll do
okay.
it. Promise.
Thank you, Vandana. And on a closing note, and that last question, your advice to people who are new and want to accelerate their career.
Kar lo. Step on the pedal. Don't hold yourself back. Don't think. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. So, if you look at Arjun in the Mahabharata, okay,
Mm,
he had to look in the water and he had to shoot this fish eye, which was above him, right? That
right.
was whatever the Swayamvar or whatever they were doing, right?
Yeah.
Now, you imagine there are 10,000 people around him doing distracting him.
Mm,
There is water which is moving below, and he
yeah.
still has to focus on that arrow going in that fish eye. You
Right.
imagine what he would have done. He would have just dimmed all the noise around him and focused on that fish.
Mm,
When you're doing your career, you want to accelerate your career, stop the noise around you, put it on mute for some time.
mm.
Let people keep doing blah, 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 blah. It is okay. Let everything be there. That will not stop. When you come back, also, they'll be still talking only. Okay. But stop the noise. Stop the noise and focus on where you want to go.
Mm,
Don't listen to the others. And that is the only way ahead. Your focus, your concentration, your path.
mm. Beautiful one, Vandana. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the links and resources which we have discussed here will be made available on my show notes page, prajvitaknowledge.com. That is PRAJVITA knowledge.com. Thank you so much, Vandana, for being on this show and sharing all your wisdom and making this conversation useful with all insightful nuggets and where people can connect and, start applying it on their day-to-day job. This will help them to connect and collaborate. Thank you so much and appreciate your time, Vandana.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Right. So, friends, if you've got any learning or motivated hearing to this episode, then make sure you do tag Vandana and myself on any social platform. And do let your friends know about this amazing information to engage, enlighten, and empower. By the way, friends, I'm again always grateful to you. If you have a minute to write a quick review on iTunes or YouTube and post it on my podcast, and that will enable it to grow. I really appreciate your support. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye for now. Take good care of yourself. Be safe and do something engaging, enlightening, and empowering. Thank you.